Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Expert Matters. I'm your host, Shruti Bohra, and today we have with us someone who has built an inspiring career in the world of technology and infrastructure engineering. Please join me in welcoming Prakul Jain, who is currently a site reliability engineer at Zomato. He's previously worked at Udan, and as a founding engineer, he is contributing to critical infrastructure, developer tools, and open source project. So for all the students watching today, this conversation will give you deep insight into what it takes to build a career in software engineering and reliability engineering. Thank you so much, Prakul, for joining us and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Prakul. Before we dig into a lot of questions which we have today for you, can you please help us understand about your journey so far?
Hi, I'm Prakul. I work at Zomato right now. I'm looking at the district business infrastructure right now. Even in Zomato, there are different teams. So right now, I'm looking at district as a business. I did my engineering from Birla Institute of Technology and I completed it in 2021 in computer science engineering. Post that, I did change a few companies very early in my career, but I still consider the first proper full-time experience to be in Udan, where I joined as a SDLC developer, where I built internal tooling for developers in Udan. There we have built multiple innovative tools which helped optimize and improve the developer productivity. Post which I transitioned into a SaaS product called Percept Insight, where I joined as a founding engineer. So being a founding engineer takes you to wear a lot of hats, and I did just that. From writing the first line of code of multiple services to handling each and every feature from front end to back end, I did it all in that role. Post that, once we had a matured tool, I moved to Zomato. The opportunity knocked my door, and I just took it. And yeah, right now I have been working at Zomato from last 11 months. So it has been a great ride. Lots of decisions taken, and I think I'm at a good place now. Yeah.
Amazing. Prakul, it's a quite new term, especially for me. I work in HR, and site reliability engineer is quite a new domain, or maybe a different, very interesting designation. So, can you explain what your day-to-day responsibilities look like, so that student who is completely new to this field, even we can understand what are your key main area of responsibility and what does it look like to be you?
Sure. So, in simple words, a site reliability engineer is the person who is responsible to make sure that the company's apps and websites run as smoothly as possible, with high reliability and as fast as possible. So, ensuring high reliability, performance, and the scalability of the systems are the core responsibilities of the site reliability engineer, or we call it SRE team, as there are multiple engineers involved. It is done through a blend of software engineering and IT operations expertise. If I go into some more depth, the core responsibilities include monitoring the application health using tools and metrics that we already have. So we are responsible to mitigate the issues before they reach the end user, so that the user do not face any interruptions. Even if we do not have the tooling, we make sure to create automations for the same, so that we are always aware of how our systems are performing and what is happening behind the scenes. Then you must have heard that uh, XYZ app went down or WhatsApp went down. So it is called an incident. So the first team to react to an incident should be a SRE team, and SRE team and someone from the SRE team is always on call. That is, they are always looking at the metrics, how our systems are performing, and attending the alerts, so that in case of any incident, we are the first to react. And then post the incident, we perform a root cause analysis, which allows us to understand why did it happen, and post that we are able to make sure that it does not happen again. So that is some work. Yeah. Then the responsibilities include designing and building infrastructures to run your software application,
Mhm.
performance optimizations to make the apps run smoothly, and then one of a very important thing is to collaborate with the developers and make sure that what they are doing is documented, and they are doing it correctly. So yeah, reviews at all levels of software engineering is also one of the responsibilities of SRE. So yeah, these were the responsibilities.
That's such a clear breakdown. It's very interesting to see how it's not just limited to coding, but also designing, maintaining stability and reliability at scale. So, a lot of things altogether. You work with multiple technologies, Prakul, right? At different phases of your role. You handle and work with a lot of tools and technologies. Which of the tools and technologies should student prioritize learning first if they want to build a career in software infrastructure and reliability?
Yeah, sure. So one thing is that software infrastructure and reliability is a very broad term and has uh, thousands and lakhs of concepts, and there is a lot of things to learn and that you should know. But it is never correct to learn everything at once. So just don't try it. Think of it like building a house. You need strong foundations before adding any advanced features. So the core foundation starts with the basic concepts of software engineering that we learn in college, not just learning them for the marks, but actually understanding the concepts comes in very handy, and it will be one of your best decisions, as those fundamentals help throughout your career. It does not matter how much experienced you are. You can start with learning Linux and command line, as most of the server and infrastructures run on Linux.
Mhm.
One very important thing is to learn networking basics, like
Mhm.
how DNS works, HTTP, load balancing, firewalls, and in general how cross communication between systems work. One famous question regarding this is what happens when you type www.google.com in your browser. So
Mhm.
understanding that can be your starting point. Then of course you should know at least one language, which can be either Go or Python. Go is very popular in infra, but Python is easier for beginners. Don't think about it, means you can go either way. uh, then learning about databases and software best practices in general comes in very handy. And most important of all, use AI a lot. You just can't beat AI, but you can grow along with it and can grow fast. So
Mhm.
instead of thinking it like it will take our jobs, just make sure that you are making the full use of it, and just 10x your speed of learning and implementing things. So yeah, that's about it.
Amazing. That's super practical advice, Prakul, because I think students will find it very useful to know where to start instead of feeling overwhelmed by the endless list of technologies out there.
Correct. Yeah.
Breaking it down into priorities makes it so much easier and makes so much sense for somebody who's starting new.
Mm.
Next question to you is, what kind of problem solving mindset is required to identify insufficiencies and create impactful engineering solutions?
Yeah. So I think the most important mindset is the continuous learning attitude. Uh, eh, in software engineering in general, no, does not matter you are 1 year experienced or 15-year experienced or even 30 years experienced. A continuous learning attitude is the most important skill that you can have, because the technology space and the engineering space is ever changing. You just can't rely on a single technology. The technology which was relevant 3 years back is not relevant now. So you have to keep learning. Other than that, it is very important that you refer to the technical articles, blogs, case studies that are available online. Why? Because each big company that we come across, be it Uber, Netflix, Facebook, or any other company, they do publish their blogs, have countless YouTube videos to
Mhm.
teach the industry, the software industry, or in general, everyone, how they are doing things at scale. Because in college and in actual production systems,
Mhm.
What we learn, things are very different. uh, in college we develop projects which do not have scale, which do not have much traffic, but the companies which have built systems for traffic have explained how did they do it, and that can be a very valuable learning that you can have. It also exposes you to the best practices that are being followed in the industry and how you can approach different problems from new angles and think outside the box, which is really important to do.
Mhm.
So in this way, you can really develop your problem solving mindset before actually stepping into a job. And it
Right.
can be incredibly handy when it comes to interviews. Yeah.
Hmm. Makes sense. I love how you highlighted the mindset part because, often students think it's just about technical knowledge, but your answer shows that curiosity and a problem solving approach are equally important.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. My last question to you, Prakul, is many students learn coding in college, but they struggle when it comes to real world scalability or reliability issues. So, as somebody who has done that, how can they bridge the gap between academic projects and industry level systems?
Yeah, that's a great question, honestly. And I struggled with the same thing when I was in college. So the thing is, in college, most of the coding projects that we do are self-contained and rarely touch on the challenges that we face while building systems for thousands or millions of users. It's like Zomato, right? So the real gap shows up when you start working with scalability, reliability, and performance in production environments. So one thing which helped me the most was an internship I did at Asanify, where we were building a human resources management software, HRMS software. So
Mhm.
that experience exposed me to real world production architectures, how systems are monitored, and the best practices teams follow to keep things running smoothly as possible. So
Mhm.
it was a completely different world when compared to academic assignments,
Mhm.
because there were real people using at the end of it and paying to actually use that product. So it was important that we deliver value. So
Mhm.
now it is also, now I also realize that not everyone may immediately get an internship opportunity, right? And that's quite okay. So there are still great ways to bridge that gap. So, for example, you can learn system design resources. As I mentioned earlier, there are fantastic articles, case studies, and even YouTube talks where companies like Uber, Netflix, Google explain how they design systems at scale. So, just reading these allows you to broaden your thinking, because you actually see that what you were learning in college and how are these concepts actually getting applied in the real world. So yeah, my advice would be to get a hand-on exposure through internships or open source projects if possible. But even
Mhm.
if that is not available, there is a wealth of material available on the internet. So the more you understand how the industry does it, the more prepared you will be to handle them yourself. Yeah.
That's such an eye opener because it's super encouraging to know that students have to start small and not everything all together, but they can still develop the habits and practices that prepare them for the industry challenges at a later point of time.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect, Prakul. I think we have come to the end of our interview. My last question to you again is going to be, if you were to revisit 21-year-old Prakul, what advice would you give him?
Uh, the So yeah, at 21 years old, I was graduating out of college. The advice that I would give to him is that uh, time will bring things. So with time, the things will fall into place, and keep at it. Be consistent. Be focused on your goal. Don't forget to have fun at the same time. Uh, Prioritize your goal. uh, get off Instagram, just deactivate it. Your attention going to Instagram will not pay your bills. And yeah, means focus is the most important currency that you have right now, because everyone wants your focus. And if you can focus on improving your skills and working on yourself, it can't get better than that. One day you will realize that you have made it, and the things or your dreams, you are actually living them. So yeah, just keep at it.
That's an amazing advice. I'm sure a lot of people who will be watching this video will have a clearer picture of what it takes to build a strong career in what you're doing right now, software engineering and reliability. And lot of people would have identified that their interest into this domain. So thank you so much, Prakul. Thank you so much for being so honest and sharing your entire journey with us. That's such an insightful answer and the journey you've been. And then I love the advice which you gave to yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was means I'm glad to share and help new students getting into the industry. It's more competitive than ever, but yeah, stay focused and get off Instagram.
Lovely. Thank you so much again for reminding us. I'm going to deactivate my IG account now. So
Yeah,
thank you so much. Keep in touch, and we'll be, happy to have you on campus with us, and love to hear more about your journey. Thanks so much again.
yeah. Thank you for having me.